Welcome back.
NicknLex here.
Hey everyone.
How's it going, guys? So tonight we got some really special requests for the Nightfly Donald Fagen. Who is it from?
It's from JK. So thank you so much for this request. Very excited to do this. We have not heard this song. However, we have heard 2 songs from this album.
Exactly. And we have heard so far IGY and New Frontier.
Exactly.
Right?
And
we've
what
heard
year
those
is
so
this
many.
album from?
This album is from
1982.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so basically
perfect.
right after
So excited. We're listening to more Fagen.
I know, right after
I don't know. I don't even try to pretend I know.
Wait, no. I mean, we did this, the green, the gaucho.
Ah, perfect.
Right after gaucho.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah, this is so exciting because obviously if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. We have been on a path of discovery of Steely Dan, who we got to know from the channel. During the discovery, we realized, or I realized at least, that I knew several of the songs, but most of the songs were new to us, and we've just had so much fun. We went to go see them live, specifically Donald Fagen, who sadly is the only Steely Dan member left.
Well,
out of 2.
But you have to. Of course, we know that Steely Dan consists always of studio musicians, so there's a lot still alive. But just from the creators, it's just we only have Don left. Also, a thing that I saw yesterday, there was this gentleman, very nice. He's like, "Hey, you guys should try listening to Kid Charlemagne." So, like, guys, if you're new to the channel, just type in the name that you're looking for, the song that you're looking for, NicknLex, and the name of the song, and it might appear. I even told him, hey, I even played the solo of Kid Charlemagne, so he thought I didn't even know the song.
And that happens. We're gonna do maybe like a short little reminder video of that too.
A lot of YouTubers do that. They just like remind their audience, like, hey, type in my name, type in the song, and then you might get a result.
Exactly. Right? Yep. So,
all right,
let's get started.
I'm super ready for this. Like, I love Steely Dan. I love Donald Fagen, so I know this is going to be amazing. So it's like, you know.
Okay, so the Nightfly, the title track of the album. Very, very happy to do this. Of course, we can't say enough about Mr. Fagen. So without further ado, let's get started.
Oh. Okay, so it's playing in the living room. Was ist? Let's see. How do we do this?
I think you had the mouse over it, the green one.
Very good, very good. Let's try this
again. Here we go.
I'm Lester the Nightfly. Hello, Baton Rouge. Won't you turn your radio down? Respect the 7-second delay we use. So you say there's a race of men in the trees. You're for tough legislation. Thanks for calling. Wait all night for calls like these. With jazz and conversation from the foot of Mount Belzoni. Sweet music tonight. The skyline.
Ooh.
I've got plenty of job in Chesterfield Kings, but I feel like crying. I wish I had a heart of ice, a heart like ice. If you want your honey to look super swell, you must spring for that blue job. Patton's kiss and tell, kiss and tell. With jazz and conversation from the foot of Mount Belzoni. Sweet music tonight, the night is mine. Late line till the sun comes
Wow, the backup
the
vocals.
skyline.
Okay,
Wow.
I have to stop because otherwise there's too much going on. And yesterday, this guy wrote to us. It's like, that's the way to do it. No interruptions. All the analysis at the end of the video. You got my subscription. I'm like, oh God, if he sees the other videos. But I mean,
Please don't watch anything else.
yeah, just keep watching that video forever. But oh my God, I'm just like looking at Alexia. I mean, we already know this is gonna be one of those songs that we're gonna listen to 100 times and know the words by heart perfectly. Every chord, every bass line, everything that's happening right now is obviously overwhelming. And I love his voice so much. Like, I cannot dislike anything he does
It's
anymore.
impossible.
Because just the way he sings is already, you already got me. It's like that movie, like, You Got Me at Hello. You know, like literally every time he opens his mouth, it's
You got
just,
me at Donald.
You got me at Donald. Not just the way he sings, just the way he kind of like, just the voice has me, you know. Has me, and then the bass is perfect, chords, structure, it's jazzy, it has little elements there. It's not even like it's so cool to I don't even have to review it
Yeah.
because it's perfect. You know, I don't even
I
have to.
love all of the keyboards, of course, are always amazing. It's just so wonderful that he always creates such wonderful tunes.
I know.
And, you know, we still haven't done, and I'm surprised we haven't gotten a request, hint, hint, no, I'm just kidding, for any Walter Becker solo
know.
stuff. We know what Donald's capable of. We have to dive into Walter because
Yeah.
every time I listen to Donald, I'm like, well, he must be the main...
And then I think,
You know,
I'm
of
sure
Steely
Walter is
Dan.
playing on this record. Like, I'm sure.
Yeah, it could be.
Like, I'm 100% positive he is. Because didn't we do the one where it's the car album that has like a Chinese name?
Oh, yeah.
Right, or Japanese, I'm sorry. And people were like, oh yeah, Walter's on the bass. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
always together. Maybe it was just, if I had a best friend who I had a band with and I create my own album, he can play, but it's still my album.
Of course.
You know,
yes.
And then knowing Donald, you know,
Yeah.
we have oh my God, we're so lucky we got a shirt that's signed by both of the geniuses, and it's amazing.
Thank you so
never
much.
we shall never get washed. But,
I know.
But let's continue. So all of our Dan fans can, because it's, I know we pause sometimes too much.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just like, you know, what can you say? It's just perfection. And
Yes.
it's so beautiful to have this man around still. And if he comes next time, we don't have to fly to all the way to Portland to see him.
Yeah.
I hope he comes to Denver and we can see him here.
I hope so, but it was definitely worth the trip just to say we saw them, or Donald. But yeah, obviously, if you've heard of our trip and everything, you know the sound wasn't as great. I would have loved to have heard the sound. But you know,
yesterday though, I was watching a video of when they open Night by Night, and it doesn't sound that bad.
I think when you're there, it sounds less.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we just saw Brit Floyd and Red Rocks, and it was like, the bass would hit you like you would almost like get rocked. But it wasn't the volume wasn't that loud. But okay, let's continue.
Yes.
Okay, boom.
You'd never believe it, but once there was a time when love was in my life. I sometimes wonder what happened to that thing. The answer's still the same. It was you. It was you. Tonight you're still on my
I love that ending.
Yes, and you know what I love about this whole thing? Because I know that in a couple of weeks we will know this basically by heart. And then, but we've never watched our own videos. Like the own video that we've watched was the first video we ever did. The, what was it? Peter Gabriel. And that's like the only one, but once we're older, like say 10 or 20 years, then we can watch all this stuff and say, oh my God, we watched that, we heard that for the first time together. And now, isn't that awesome?
Yes, it really is. We have these memories to save and to cherish. And it's really just a blessing to be able to discover all of this amazing music that's been out there for
40 years,
a very long time. And we would have just gone on with our lives. And maybe one day we would have discovered it. But thanks to you, we're on this amazing journey and just wonderful. This song was so cool. Like you said, it's absolutely gonna be repeated once and again and added to the small list of songs by Steely Dan or Donald Fagen that we can actually listen to, because we're saving them all for you guys.
It's been a crazy ride. Because a lot of people are like, well, I mean, we only did it with like Asia. They were like, just listen to the album. And then people were like, oh, but now do like what was like Black Cow?
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, we already listened to it. Now we can't react to it. So maybe we should do one like just for fun, like once we're done with the whole thing, just do full album reactions.
Yeah.
And I mean, listening to Steely Dan, literally people have heard their songs 100 times. You still discover something new every time you listen to it.
Yes, absolutely.
May it be some kind of instrument, some kind of scratch here, some kind of, even when the guy in Asia in the solo does like the by mistake with the drumsticks.
Oh yeah.
Just that error is just already legend. It's already like perfection.
Yes.
They like kept it in. So yeah, it's just so good. And I consider this Steely Dan. I mean,
I do too. And that's why I want to listen to Walter, because every time I listen to Donald alone, I'm like thinking to myself, Donald, like, obviously he was the mastermind. I know they both were, but that's why I want to listen to Walter, so that I can take that thought out of my head every time it pops
because as long as Walter's singing, it's Steely Dan, because he is basically Steely Dan. And then, I mean, all together, of course, but just without the voice, it wouldn't be Steely Dan.
Yeah. Oh, if Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they... I mean, when we listen to like, what is it called? Dirty Work? I mean, it is Steely Dan, but it's not that Steely Dan.
Right.
You know? It's like, it's a different singer. It sounds like it does feel different, but I love it. Oh my God, I love that song so much, because it was one of the first 10, that we heard ever. Yeah. But I mean, what can I say? Thank you so much.
Thank you, JK, for this awesome request.
And we have a super good surprise also that we got as a request, but I won't spoil it. So it's a surprise. So
yes, thank you all so much for everything you do for us. Again, if this is your first time, please like the video or dislike it. If you would like to see more of us, please consider subscribing, just because we know a lot of people say, oh, I've seen you guys, but now I'm subscribing. So if you feel like you could see us once more, try to subscribe and see what we've got for you. But for now, thank you all so much, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.